Hey everyone, this is Clarence with Spencer's Camera again. Continuing our editing video series, brief tips in small bites on how to edit this image of the Rho Ophiuchus cloud cluster and the blue Horsehead Nebula. In this video I want to explain and demonstrate how to apply a luminance layer to this image that will increase contrast and detail without increasing noise. In PixInsight, there's ways to do that, but it's a little more difficult or less user-friendly than most individuals that have than Photoshop. Most of us have a lot more experience in Photoshop, and we're much more familiar with this workspace. So I'll explain how to do this, subtracting or pulling the luminance from the image and then applying it as a background luminance layer. The easiest way I have found is you click on Image, Duplicate Image, click OK. It's going to create an exact duplicate of our image. Then you select Image Mode, LAB Color. It's going to force you to flatten the image, and that's fine. We want it flattened. It only flattens or keeps the visible layer, so the stars were not included in this, and that's exactly what we wanted. Now, an LAB image is not the usual like an RGB image. It has different channels. It has the LAB, it has lightness, and then an A and a B channel. For simplicity, if you select the lightness, that will show you the luminance of the image. So that's the information that we want to pull from this and then apply it to our original image. So simply, while the lightness channel is selected, nothing else, click Select All, Edit, you're going to copy, then you're going to go back into our original image, you're going to Edit, Paste. That will apply a new layer. It's under the star layer, and it's just luminance. Now, if you change this layer blend mode to luminosity, that will show through all of the luminance or light value of this image. It's way too strong, and typically I'll drop this down to about 20%. And that will roughly give you more light value in everything in that image. Now, I'm not happy with this because it's still pretty rough and it will have increased some noise. So the way I control or conquer that is with the luminance layer. I'll name this luminance or just Lum. With that luminance layer selected, click Filter, Camera Raw Filter, and then we're going to increase the noise reduction pretty dramatically, like 50%. I want this to be really creamy smooth. I don't want any sharpening, and then we can come back to the light if you would like. Bring down the highlights and the whites so that they don't get overblown. Bring up your shadows, bring up the contrast if you like, keeping these highlights and lights down. Go into Effects, increase clarity so that we get a nice contrasty background. I think I want to bring the blacks down some more like that. So we're really stretching this quite a bit, but the noise is still very low, and that's what we want. Click OK. Now you'll see it's bringing up very subtly. You can increase the opacity up to say 30 if you like, and it increases the contrast and overall detail of the image without increasing the noise. There's still some noise here in the background with the color, and we can conquer that in a later video as well. But as you can see, when we apply the stars, it's turning out to be a very beautiful image with a lot of great detail. Again, there's the luminance layer turned off, and then the luminance layer applied. You can, if you don't like what it's doing here in the shadows, maybe it's bringing up those darks a little too much for your liking. Another way to control where this is applied is to use the blend if functions of Photoshop. On the layer, you click on the right hand blank area, double click it. it will open the Layers Style dialog box. And right here is called Blend If. You leave this on gray. The layer that you're wanting it to affect is the current layer. If you remove the slider, it will remove the effect from the shadows. It's very subtle. If you click Alt or Option and hold Alt or Option and click this slider, it will split that so you can feather it a little better so that it's only being taken away from the shadows, and you can see it's very subtle. Pretty hard to see it really, but I want to bring this down. That way it won't be affecting things. Let's do it on the underlying layer as well, just to make sure that we're not leaving anything out here. It's not affecting where we don't want it to. So you can see there's the before, there's the after. It's very subtle. We'll click OK. Now you can see that luminance layer isn't really affecting the super dark areas. It's only affecting the midtones and the brighter areas of the image. So that's an easy way to increase contrast without increasing noise and other issues by adding a luminance layer. If you have any other questions or suggestions for future videos, please let us know. info@spencerscamera.com is the best way to reach us. And thanks for watching.